Hello everyone, let us go through today's current affairs, and through that, as we know, we will be looking into how to skill yourself to solve MCQs. All right, let us look at first and foremost, let us look at the important topics. The important topics, if I say, then there is MethaneSAT, INS Jatayu, then Article 371 has been in news, governor's veto powers, and then of course market bonds. Okay, market bonds have been in news. We will look into them. We'll look into their factual information, their conceptual information. So we'll get into facts plus concepts and then solve MCQs. So related to them. So let us first and foremost talk about MethaneSAT. So what basically is MethaneSAT? MethaneSAT basically is a satellite. All right, it is basically a satellite that will observe concentration of methane in atmosphere. All right, and why is this necessary? This is necessary because methane is second most important gas when it comes to climate change. Okay, so after carbon dioxide, okay, it is methane that causes most global warming. So this is what MethaneSAT basically will do. All right, this particular satellite is in news because SpaceX, okay, the company of Elon Musk, is using it or will be using it for the purpose of tracking emission of methane from oil and gas industry. That is why it is in news. That is why basically it is in news. All right, so here we see here we therefore see methane to be in a way important for environment and ecology, and then MethaneSAT to be important from current affairs point of view. Okay. Now this particular satellite has been created by Environment Defense Fund. Environment Defense Fund plus the Space Agency of New Zealand, Space Agency of New Zealand. All right, okay. So now let us look at the question. Let us basically look at the question. Consider the following statements. Methane is the most widespread greenhouse gas which is responsible for 30% of global warming since industrial revolution. Look, this particular statement is not correct. Most widespread is CO2, carbon dioxide. All right, carbon dioxide. Coming to the next, methane does not contribute in formation of ground level ozone. It does contribute. So the second statement is also long. Okay, it does contribute. In fact, ozone in stratosphere is good for humans. Ozone at ground level, what it does is it basically captures heat. Hence, methane becomes a greenhouse gas. Third statement, MethaneSAT is a satellite built by NOAA, which will monitor methane emissions coming out of agriculture and livestock. No, it is basically developed by Environment Development Fund, not by NOAA. Chalo, now let us look at how many statements are correct. None of the statements are correct. The answer therefore will be D. Moving on to the next question, and this is with respect to INS Jatayu. What is INS Jatayu? Basically, it is naval detachment. It is a naval detachment. At Minicoy. At Minicoy Islands. Alright. And the basic function that it will perform is to provide security to operational surveillance. What it will do is it will provide operational surveillance, reach and sustenance operations. ठीक है. It will be basically located to it will located between 8-degree channel and 9-degree channel. I want you to look into where 8-degree and 9-degree channels are located, friends. Okay. This is my homework to you. This is basically my homework to you. So that was all about INS Jatayu. Okay. It will also, what it will basically also do is it will improve our surveillance on sea lanes of communication. Okay, chalo, let us now look at the statements. INS Jatayu is a naval detachment on Minicoy Islands which would facilitate surveillance of naval surveillance of sea lanes of communication. First statement is correct. Second statement, Minicoy Islands straddled between 8-degree channel and 9-degree channel. Minicoy Islands are straddled between 8-degree channel and 9-degree channel. This particular statement is also correct. Our answer therefore is C. Both 1 and 2 are correct. Alright, moving on to the next question, and this is related to Article 371. Now, Article 371, what it is? Article 371, my dear friends, basically is when special protection is granted to a certain area. A special protection is granted to a certain area, okay, which in a way provides it extra care. There are many states and there are many basically union territories in which certain area is focused upon by the administration, and it can be due to various reasons. For example, historically the area has been backward. Second might be there has been genuine discrimination against that area. Next could be geographical terrains. Again, next could be with respect to a special culture being inhabited in that particular area. Now, what has happened is with respect to 371, it has been decided that 371, not decided, but there is a talk basically. 371 could also be provided to Ladakh. Alright, so that safeguard of Ladakh could happen in a better way. Basically, it could happen in a better way. Alright. So let us look at the statements provided and the options provided to us, my dear friends. Consider the following statements. Article 371 was part of Indian Constitution since 1950. Absolutely correct. It was part of the original text of the Constitution. When the Constitution was passed on 26 November 1949, Article 371 was part of it. Article 371 creates a special category of states due to solemn promise made by the government of India during signing of instruction of accession. नहीं. Article 371 is for special protection, as we basically talked about. What the statement is speaking about is Article 370, which has been taken back. It was with respect to Kashmir. Here what we see, first statement is correct, second is incorrect. So our answer will be D. Basically will be D. Okay, now moving on to governor's veto power. Governor's veto power. Now what recently has happened is there has been withholding of bills in the assembly of in the office of governor also, and the office of president also. So the bills that were passed, by state assemblies, they were in a way kept on back burner by the governor, and when the same were sent for consideration of the president, even with respect to the president, same happened, and the bills eventually have not turned into law. So यहाँ पे what has been argued is the decision given by Supreme Court. Supreme Court, what it has said is, if the governor withholds the bill, so in that case he has to return the bill to assembly for reconsideration. Now, taking into account this particular information of concept, let us now look into the question. Okay, consider the following statements. Governor's power to withhold assents under Article 200 has finality about it, and once assent is withheld, the bill dies natural death. The option of sending back the bill to assembly for reconsideration under the first provision is discretionary and not mandatory. This particular statement is incorrect in the light of recent judgments by Supreme Court in state of Punjab versus Principal Secretary to Governor of Punjab. Okay. Then come to the second statement. If the governor decides to withhold the assent, he has to send it back to the assembly immediately for reconsideration, in which case he has no other option except to give assent. Second statement is correct. Here, what is our right option? Right option will be okay. The last question of the day is with respect to market bonds. Now, what are basically market bonds? So, market bonds are investment instruments for entities. Okay. They are traded in markets. They are basically traded in markets, where through this market bond, what can happen is governments can take up loans. Governments can basically take up loans. So these are market bonds. Okay. What has happened is, for a long period of time, many good investment firms, many wealthy investment firms, they will sideline market bonds from emerging economies. But now what has happened is, many good investment institutions, they have taken the decision of placing market bonds from India on their indices. So this includes Morgan Stanley, ठीक है, Bloomberg, etc. This basically shows the trust that now these institutional investors have on emerging economies or emerging markets, including India. ठीक है, this will further be a glue towards globalization and create a stable source of fund for emerging markets like India. All right, so let us check the statements provided. Consider the following statements regarding emerging market bond indices. First statement: the incorporation of developing countries bond into emerging market bond indices can lead to increased capital flow and improved market liquidity. Of course, ठीक है, money is theoretically it is कि now money can travel from advanced economies to emerging economies through these particular bonds. Inclusion of these indices enhances credibility and visibility of countries' debt market, obviously, potentially lowering borrowing cost for government and domestic corporation. 100%. Actually, second statement gives a good, it actually provides a correct reasoning for the first statement. Hence, our answer will be A. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct, and statement 2 is the correct explanation of statement 1. Alright friends, thank you so much. We'll meet soon. Bye.